Before I get going with the transfer news, talking about Harry Kane and Carl Walker and what's really going on there, I just kind of want to explain what you're seeing on the screen here, which is all the Premier League teams. So you can have a little quick look, go to your team and see who's been cut from your team and who's linked with your team and who's already arrived to your team. The arrivals are in green, but I don't actually put them in as marked arrivals yet. And if you coach for as many years as I have, 20 odd plus years, you'll find out very quickly that when you're signing a player, you wait until they've played at least 3 weeks for your club before you actually say they're a member of your club. So I'm very dubious of waiting to see who actually signs. So it's more sort of just past experiences than what's going on. So the green ones are people that have actually properly signed. But I'm still dubious just because of all the years of me coaching. Now, let's talk a little bit about Harry Kane before we go into the Carl Walker one, because the Harry Kane one's probably a little bit longer. Oh, no, go the other way around, Carl Walker. Well, because he's a bit shorter. Get him out of the way. So Pep Guardiola's come out and said that Kyle Walker doesn't fit into his future plans and the way he's changing his system. Now, that's pretty interesting because if you just watch my last coaching video, what I was doing explaining the Pep Guardiola system, and I'm going to start doing the second part of that when I explain the new way he's moving up at John Stones in the midfield and what's really happening with the 3 and the 2 and what's really changing there. The problem is, though, Man City have been living off the back of Kyle Walker's pace for quite a while. He shut out like Vinicius Jr. from Real Madrid in the Champions League easily. Now, without that pace and power on that right hand side, they're gonna find they've got some issues, especially on the counter attack from things like corners and the like. It's gonna really change the way Manchester City set up. Obviously, Pep's probably knows what he's doing, so we'll give him a little bit of a leeway before we start yelling at him for being a muppet. But I can see problems happening. Now, it depends on how they're trying to set up their system through the midfield, which I don't think, well, they're getting rid of Gundogan as well. He's supposed to be on the way out. So there's a couple of little things there that's changing. So it's going to be interesting. But let's go on to the Harry Kane. Now, this is not surprising for me because I think if you go to Tottenham, I class it as a dead club. So if you've got any talent and you go and sign something stupid like Harry Kane did, a 4-year contract, you're dead because you're never getting out because they've got no interest of selling you. You're just at a dead club. You've got to wait for your contract to run out. Daniel Levy has got no interest whatsoever in negotiating with anybody for anything over any reasons. He wants like 150 million for Harry Kane. Actually, I think it's 147 or something ridiculous. Real Madrid are just like going, nope, because they were interested in Kane. So was Bayern Munich and so was obviously Man United. But it's too much money for a 29-year-old who's 1 year left on his contract they can get for free next year. You're not spending that money. You can just pick him up for free next year. And it's just not worth it for the amount of money. Is he a good player? Yeah. Is he worth 147 million? No, because he's just too old. That's the biggest problem there. Look at what Robin Lewandowski did. Just disappears basically for free. And that's what Kane's going to do. But more interesting, I was listening to a couple of people talking about Man United, and they're very true here. They were talking about things like Robin van Persie and how hard he was to get out of Arsenal, but they did it. And there's so many other sort of key factors of other players. It was Rio Ferdinand was very hard to get out, but they managed to pull it off. They just don't seem to bother anymore because Man United just seem to get raked over the coals. I think the last sort of big transfer they did was Harry Maguire. Their initial bid was 40 million and they end up paying 80 million because United have lost the power of negotiations because they're not really a big club anymore. And they are, don't get me wrong, but that's not what I mean. A big club is sort of in the premise of transfer requests. They can't put leverage on the club and say, well, we're going to be winning the Premier League this year, guaranteed, or the Champions League, or even the FA Cup, or anything. So they can't really put leverage on the player or anything. And it's really sad because they used to be the big dogs on the block, just like ripping players apart and taking them. They just can't do that anymore. So, give me your thoughts and comments if you think Harry Kane's being a muppet staying at Tottenham for one more year to waste his time. Let me know what you think, guys. See you soon.